Anna Marisa, Papa Swolio. So will I lose all my gains from Swole season if I start training for a long run once I finish? I'm in week 17 now. I don't know. It depends. If you it's not going to help you. It's not going to keep you. It's not going to help keep your gains. That's not exactly what you should be doing after a bulking program like Swole season. So chances are, yes, your body is going to adapt to whatever style of training. So if you go from a muscle building program in Swole season and go right into a long distance running training, sure, you're changing the input. It's going to change the output. Unless you're doing the same type of training and maintaining that same type of input, your body isn't going to keep the muscle mass that you've accrued because it's all adaptation. If you don't use it, you'll lose it. That's a very good way to think about it. If you don't use your muscles, if you don't overload your muscles, if you're not lifting the same way that you did to get the muscles to where they are now, they're not going to stay that way. You might still have some of the shape, but they're going to get softer, less dense. You're not going to have the same strength. So for me, if I might not be lifting as heavy and as intensely as I was 10 years ago, but I'm a little bit leaner. It depends on how you're looking at it, because you can look at a picture and be leaner and look bigger. I'm happier with my physique now than I was in the past. But at the same time, you change the input, it's going to change the output. Your body's only going to adapt to the stress that you put it under. So if you want to keep your muscle, you want to keep that size, or if you're happy with your results from lifting heavy and training like that, you go right into long distance running training. Sure, your body is going to shift gears. It's not going to be instant, but lifting heavy and doing long distance running is one of the things that I always recommend against, Anna. You want to do both. I mean, all my experience with lifting heavy and doing long distance running is just a lot of stress on the joints. They don't go hand in hand. It's pretty antithetical to do long distance cardiovascular and super heavy lifting. It's much easier to find that breaking point a lot quicker. Overuse injuries just from like that constant slamming on the joints. If you're running heel to toe, if you're running on pavement, the overuse injuries are so problematic with poor posture and just excessive use when it comes to cardio. And the kind of stress that lifting puts on the body depends on the kind of volume. It's just hard to balance that out well. Because think about it, if you're trying to make a lot of progress with endurance racing and you're also trying to lift to get stronger and bigger, it's like you're pulling your body into two completely different aspects of adaptation. So if you're doing muscle growth and muscle building and you're doing more high intensity cardiovascular, sprinting, hill sprints, shorter explosive, you'll get leaner, you'll get more shredded, and that can pair up very nicely. But you start going long distance running or long distance cardio and heavy lifting, and you're kind of pulling in different directions.